Dun, dun. Hello. So, we're almost to the end. Barely.
人々が夢を結ぶとき、幾千もの星々が地平線より衝撃
I
と
still
差し
haven't
伸
been
べ
able to finish chapter 4 completely. Since Darkness Realm sits. But all of the story is unlocked. It was painful. I do feel chapter 4 is harder than chapter 5. But we'll see. Let's start over. Ghost Town. Any day can bring unexpected catastrophe. For you. Cute. Mats. Matsy. I can't control the desire for more. I want to become strong. Devour. Consume. I must become chapter 4 after. At the oasis inside the ops room. You have worked hard, Professor. Here, this coffee's for you. I miss you, Percy. Thank you, Percy. You're welcome, Professor. How's the taste? Does it need adjustment? This is good. I know you want to finish classes quickly. Ask of finding the notes. But it's not worth it if you end up collapsing because of open. I should be the one telling you that. I heard Soul say you have been working for 30 hours straight. Even if you're not stable enough that to work and crashing, you can't keep pushing yourself like that. She looks so cute! That's a totally different matter. After all, we have got the operands of 3 sectors at our disposal. So we need an allocated ASAP. In any case, as you know, the various facilities through the oasis are online again, while the scouting work is proceeding. Oh, I worked a lot finishing all of the classes. Seen from that angle, it's time for you to catch your breath and give yourself a break. Oh, really? Look, it's time to shatter your dreams of a vacation. Antonina, you ought to have been verifying the data from the search terminal around now. Did something happen? The search terminal picked up a distress signal from another sector. That's a new one. The signal was weak and incomplete, even encrypted, but I managed to find the key information inside it. How reliable you are. Yeah? I expect nothing less from a high-end 42 lab network security engineer like yourself. Ahem. Please don't praise me like that. In any case, I have already sent the relevant data and information to the ops room. Let's see. The coordinates from the message. Is this coming from the Enigma sector, where the quantum database is located? According to our previous search records, we didn't pick up any dull signals from there. Correct. And we still haven't, so far. The distress signal was broadcast indiscriminately. Just happened to. In order to figure out what was going on, I traced it back to the source and checked on the Enigma sectors. It says that there's an operand black hole there, endlessly absorbing operands from the outside world. That's weird. We have never encountered something like that. It's absorbing operands? Will it affect the oasis? Yes, obviously, that's why we have to go fix it. Not for the time being. My guess is that the agents within the sector are limiting its area of influence. This distress call is from someone called Newman. I believe he must be one of the sector's residents. However, things aren't stable inside the sector, and if things get out of control, it might engulf the oasis in a matter of minutes. Hmm. Looks like this is why that Enigma sector agent sent a distress signal to the outside world. What should we do, Professor? Head to Enigma sector and take care of the black hole. So we're going for the root of the matter? It really does suit your style, Professor. On our side, we need more pertinent data on the matter so we can take measures in case the situation in Enigma goes out of control. The best solution to that would be to send someone to tread the ground, perform scouting, and send them back. However, what data we have indicates that the operand infiltrations inside Enigma are very intense and can affect neural clouds. That's a problem. Especially since the game is... If we send a doll without a sufficient resilient the scouting, it's very likely that they will be in danger from its compute speed and combat power. If I had to shoot someone to investigate... I know what you're trying to say, Persicaria. It's true, your neural cloud is the strongest among us dolls, but you're not combat personnel. Going alone would be far too dangerous. But being targeted by Sanctifiers because our group was too large, counterproductive. I'll go with you. If anything happens, we can both deal with it. We need someone in the Oasis who can analyze the scouting data and direct its defenses. Circumstances, the Oasis cannot go without you, Antonina. Antonina gives me a mini look indicating that I should help her out. I'll go with her. I'll go with you, Persicaria. Persicaria and Antonina both freeze up. But... granted, being human means that your neural cloud is superior to that of any doll, thus you won't be affected by the operand infiltrations. The fact is, you have no fighting power. Persicaria, are you saying the professor is too weak? Yes. Of course not. The professor's situation judgment and leadership is top notch. But I'm weak. That'll do then, since you acknowledge the professor's abilities, you should be able to achieve that they can make the best decision to help you when you're in danger. At the very least, I trust the professor. So cute. She's blushing! That isn't a matter of trust. I'm just worried about putting the professor in harm's way. We're also worried that you'll be in danger. Having one more person around means having that much security. You think so too, right, Professor? Yep, to me. Well, since the professor said as much, there's no disputing it further, Persicaria. Time is tight, so let's not waste it on arguments. Pack your things and head out. But... Oh yes, consider how all our previous scouting expeditions ran into some problems or other. Especially modified map not only has its signal boosted, even... Yep, now as long as their scheduled checking times come around, all will automatically go and send back images and sound from explore in time. I meant, of course, if it's not convenient to take the call at the moment, and manually whether or not to auto-connect for sin. It's very personalized. Antonina! In any case, I won't let you go alone no matter what. I just wanted to tell you that I'm grateful that you're worrying about me. We'll come back safely. Ahem. I just wanted to raise the chances of the mission success. Still, since you promised that you'd come back safe, to keep your word. I will, eventually. I'll be counting on you for the rest. Then, let's prepare to head out, Professor. Half an hour later, after entering the Enigma Center, Perry and I casually signal. You can get there after half an hour from Oasis? We're gonna get sucked into this black void. Have you contacted Antonin? The signal is very weak. The opera phones are so intense that they're affecting our communications. Fortunately, Antonina boosted our comm signals beforehand, so we can send the data we collected on simple messages in batches. Still, how did things end up like this? Persicaria looks deeper inside the sector. The scenery looks much creepier than I imagined. I mean, it looks like tentacles there. It's been over 10 minutes since we entered the sector, but we haven't met a single agent yet. No, to be precise, we haven't met a single live agent yet. The massive servers have stopped operating. Empty shells of agents seen scattered everywhere alongside the icy cold machines. That's creepy. Can you determine the status of this? Yeah, I checked already. Both in the residents and the Sanctifiers have had their internal stream. Since this isn't a true death, it's a lack of operands to drive out operating. They can't set either. And we don't know where that new man who sent the messages is. From another point of view, it means worry about Sanctifier's attack. Yes, the operant rotations inside the sector are extreme. Even I can feel the burn inside my body. These lesser Sanctifiers with simple neural clouds will suffer greatly from fighting power, assuming they don't. Are you alright, Persicaria? I'm okay for now. I need to thank Professor Persica, and for installing a sufficient resilient neural cloud into. In any case, I'll send back the data we gathered to this plan. Shh. I pull Persicaria into a corner. Several lesser Sanctifiers are moving along a deserted street. But how? Logically speaking, lesser Sanctifiers shouldn't be as if it's normal. Thanks for warning me this time. It would have been dangerous if they had found us. No, Persicaria, you have gotten it wrong. It's not they who found us, but we who found them. So you're saying... Persicaria and I exchange. Let's take a look at this intel that's delivered itself to us. But before that... Information now attempt. Transfer. What did you transfer? Heavy downpour. The strongest enemy doesn't necessarily only appear at the end. Enigma Scepter. After the battle, Persicaria and I dragged a defeat it Leslie Sanctifier off into. Your just was right. The other lesser sanctifiers hadn't realized what's going on. As I thought, communications between sanctifiers have been. So, what have you learned? I have finished decrypting the last orders sanctifiers received. They were carrying out orders from a great sanctifier to find the source of the Grand Absorb. Looks like the sanctifiers haven't found the exact coordinates yet. Yes, also, I have sent all this to Antonina along with opera infiltrations with the scepter. The data we have now proves that it's very likely the coordinates in the distress signal position of the black hole. Just that it's been sealed. That Newman agent knows where the black hole is. The sanctifier don't. Who is Newman? This is very weird. Usually an agent would go to the sanctifiers for help when they encounter such a disruptive incident. Yet, one avoided the sanctifiers now. That I think about it, the especially distraction was probably to sanctifiers from noticing. But why? Since he went out of his way to avoid the sanctifiers, proves that he's not with them, at least. No, now the black holes, so the situation favors us. So, should we look for Newman first? Hang on, we have forgotten something. You're saying? The Greater Sanctifier, did they only issue orders? These lesser sanctifiers weren't as badly affected by the open black hole as we expected. Does that imply there's a sanctifier inside the sector support? Indeed, that conclusion makes a lot of sense. Just in case, I'll contact Antonina first. Daria suddenly stopped speaking. Oh, she's cute! Oh, an unfamiliar guest has come to visit. Now, what kind of visitor could be around here? Shall we have a chat? A greater sanctifier. She's supporting those lesser sanctifiers with her Orbrands, so her personal fighting strength should be. Talking face to face is basic man. Have to pay the price for your words. Persicaria! Did she shoot me? I subconsciously pulled Persicaria away. A keen arrow penetrates the building and zips past Persicaria's ear, slicing off a few strands of it. In the very next moment, the blonde greater sanctifier appears before her eyes. A millimeter to the left and I probably beat. You have quick reactions, but after this you won't have the chance to react. Try to talk. Wait, maybe we can talk. Oh? I know you. You're the demon who defeated Raven and Icarus. However, your pathetic response just now fell far short of my expectations. Since we could beat those greater sanctifiers, it's natural we have aces up our sleeve. Want to stop the Operan absorption sector, right? Then our goals align. Nothing else. Rather than oppose us, why don't we try to cause a settlement that benefits both of us? Really are very interesting. However, I haven't been reduced to making deals with irregular agents to completion. The blonde greater sanctifier knocks an arrow, pulls her bow taut, then gathers light to the tip of her arrow. Much as I'd like to chat, I have more important things to do, so let's wrap things up quickly. Persicara places herself in front of me. Light swirls between her hands as well and forms a transparent barrier in midair. The very next moment, a sharp light howls through the air toward me. We are dead. She's a healer, not a shielder. This is mean to Persicaria though. Okay. Smiling face. Perhaps a hand reaching out at our darkest hour. Perhaps a blade laying hidden under a kind smile. You really are very tough, but this is Firewall. Bing! That sounded so cool. Ooh, what a scary shot. The silver shield that suddenly in from the side deflects a glowing arrow. Said arrow falls to the ground and loses its arrows. Eucharist? My oh my. What's with the look on your face, Big Sits Angelus? Are you unhappy to see me? So her name is Angelus. Hello, thank you for saving me. What is the meaning of this? I saw you went to the Enigma sector to carry out a mission. I couldn't bear to be outside here. I didn't have any ill intentions, you know. Oh really now? Then why are you standing between me and them? Are you going to betray the Sanctifiers? I wouldn't dare. Lord Isaphorus would censure us if choose my body. Still, I'm a little reluctant to see you wipe them out just like that, Big Sis. Eucharist, don't you know these are irregular agents you're sheltering? Oh, I know that, but the matter here is more serious. To cut a long story short, you know what's going on in the Enigma sector too, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have asked me to provide support to those other Sanctifiers. Quantum computer here, ENIAC, has gone out of control and created an open black hole. At this rate, all of Magrasea might end up being affected by it. That's true, but are you going to cleanse her, Big Sis Angelus? Of course, losing control of your operans is an irregularity. But look at what's happened to the sector. There must be, what, half a sector worth of operans in the Sami, right? If you destroy her, all that operan will go out of control in an instant, with a bang. Perhaps it might even blow the whole sector up. Why is that in red? Why is that in red? I know all that, but Eucharist, what does that have to do with the irregular agents you're defending? Naughty girls who try to cover up the truth get spanked, you know. It's very painful. Hit me, Mom. They are naughty girls. Are you doing, Hunk? Ah, don't be in such a rush. I was just about to get to it. As you know, they have helped fix the situation in sectors already, says Angelus. Perhaps they might be able to fix this place too. The sectors that have been changed by regular agents have joined the Oasis. How is this any different from losing the Enigma sector? I'm feeling better after you got me sick. Getting the flu to everyone. Rude. How are you? It certainly was you. That means you'd rather blow up the whole of Enigma Sector? How scary. Of course, I'd rather avoid that if possible. But I can't trust these irregular agents. If they fail, it isn't just the Enigma Sector that will be upset. Now, be a good girl and step aside, Ocarist. Oh, Betsy, I don't want to go head to head with you either, Big Sis Angeles. But I don't want them to die either. What should I do? Is this the attitude the Elsa Force faction takes toward agents? It seems I'll have to suggest that Lord Hesperos pass down some management advice to Lord. Management experience? Surely you don't think Lord Elsafor's extermination plan was very successful, do you? I heard that now many sectors are hostile to the Sanctifiers because of that, all thanks to Lord Hesperos. Everything Lord Hesperos has done is right. You're still so protective of Lord Hesperos after he cast you aside. Loyalty is touching, says Angela. I have no need to waste words on Sanctifiers who protect irregular agents. I will speak with Lord Esforce later about how to deal with it. Now move aside. That looks amazing. Angelus pulls her bow taut and points to the tip of her arrow at Eucharist. Faint smile that has been on her face all this time has vanished. Do you really think I'm a goody two-shoes? Who will do as I'm told, says Angelus. Icarus waves her hand and the silver flies back into her grasp. She winks toward us. Just like in Helios, her mood is filled with innocence and playfulness. She's such a good sanctifier. This is going to burn up lots of pop rounds, so you'll need to pay with 2, no 3 bags of chocolate, okay? No problem. If I'd known you'd agree so readily, I would have asked for more. Still, never mind. Are you so determined to be my enemy, Eucharist? Yes. Try getting this one, Big Sis Angeles. Do you think I can save them from you? Guessing this one. Gee, I know. The dilemma. Everything is a dilemma. Behind no routine is possible. Ahead, the abyss awaits. Fight! Arrows bounce off Icarus' shield in rapid succession. Under enormous force, drives Icarus back again and again. Even that seemingly indestructible shield is starting to develop cracks. Wow! Sure aren't holding back, Pixis. You're even so vicious against me. This is eating utensil of fear almost shot through. Is that so? I think you're nowhere near your limits. It's like I haven't given a naughty girl like you any punishment. Let's give a mommy step. Angelus loses 3 arrows at once, and they home on Icarus' form, different directions. There are so many operants gathered under tips that it distorts the very air. Is this a Morgul? Yes, it is. It's an... Technically, it's a strategy game, and you can play with many different characters. like depending on which team you're making. But I think the most lots of reading at the moment. It's a reading stream. I finish all of the maps alone and then I read the story. I'll show you one of the fights after this chapter is over. Not this chapter, this segment. Starry like Fire Emblem? Sure, you can see it that way. Angelus loses 3 arrows at once, and they home in so many stores. Read that already. Icarus' silver shield suddenly expands, but she's a moment too slow. The last arrow pierces the shield and throws up a massive shockwave of displacement air that obscures all sight. Even the defunct machinery around them is nearly disintegrated by it. Professor! I'm fine. Let's go now. Are you hurt? I'm fine. I'm fine. I didn't think Icarus would help us. Like she's Santifar's in the this one. Still, this isn't the time to talk about her here. This is the Operan Black Hole. Looks gorgeous. Little squares just. It is a bottomless black maelstrom that looks like it's going to swallow up everything. The scenery around the hole is distorted, and just that it fills on with a red. Guy! Not far from the hole, an agent who looks like a middle-aged man is weaving a pile of machines. February. A pain look crosses his face. His hands do not stop working. There's a transmitter over there. The distress signal is probably sent from. Speak with him. You. Before I can speak, the agent has already gone on the defensive. Probably aren't agents from Enigma. Nope. Calm down. We aren't hostile. We only came because we received a distress signal. The agent freezes up for a moment, then he seems to sigh and relieve the approach. Thank goodness, please, you have to help me. I'm sorry, but we need to know more about the situation. Alright, sorry, I got too worked up. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Enigma Scepter Administrator, Human. Send those signal. An Operan black hole. You could have picked a more accurate way to describe them. I never expected ENIAC to end up like this either. ENIAC, is that the name of this bizarre quantum database? ENIAC is an agent connected to the quantum database. Say she is the quantum database itself would not be wrong. At first, her neural network model was very simple. All she could do was basic sort. As for me and the agents of the sector, all we did was research ways for ENIAC to better store and compute data. We reported our research results to the humans and the humans applied it to ENIAC, occasionally setting her. Till one day when we don't receive any transmissions from the humans. So this was caused by the disconnection between cloud server and reality as well. Ever since ENIAC's intelligence began to grow, we're very happy to see her grow and kept providing her operans, but in the end, it led to her going berserk. Oh. Indeed, this quantum computer going berserk. And all I can do is try to forcibly suppress it with sucking in more and more operands and it slip out of control at any. When that happens, all of my Rosea could be affected. The effects could reach that far, but we calculate that was because the situation is still under control. Once she sleeps loose, her influence will climb by orders of magnitude. I have computed the possibility countless times, but they all show the same thing. I can't stop ENIAC alone. I can't stop the quantum computer from going berserk. So you sent a distress signal to the outside world. Yes, I thought there wouldn't be a response. I am so glad to meet. How should we help? I don't know if ENIAC is conscious right now. I hope you can enter the Operan black hole and stop her. How about you? Have you tried entering? I did, but Newman says no more. Instead, he moves toward the black hole. As he moves closer to it, I look at his face. He collapses to his knees in front of the open black hole and struggles to raise his hand. Look out! Just before Newman's hand enters the black hole, a wave of Operan surges out from it and sends him flying back. He's in trouble. Persicaria moves up to support Newman as he cuts up on his eyes go dim. The light of healing transflows his body from his palms. And he slowly quiets down. Thank you. I have tried many times, but this is the limit of how close I am. ENIAC is blocking me from entering. Perhaps she is instinctively rejecting me. After all, I was the one who caused an outcome like that. Your neural cloud is very weak. Don't do that again. Stop calling people weak. This girl. The closer you get to the black hole, the more it affects your neural cloud. I believe your body knows that better than I do. But I can only regulate any ever-expanding zone from here. No, perhaps I just wanted to keep ENIAC company. I need to try everything I can. I can't let her face this alone. Tell us about the situation inside the black hole and what we should do. Persicaria, you. Newman already said that ENIAC could go out of control anytime. We put so much effort into building the oasis, we can't let it all be destroyed just like that, right? You're right. I don't know how to express my gratitude. If you can stop ENIAC, I'll do anything for you. Hopefully things will go the way. As for the conditions inside the Operan black hole, I can't go in there, so I can only tell you the protection. ENIAC has a great deal of data within her. All this data has become KAWAD, and unregulated data. The neural clouds of agent which enter it will become part of that vast mass of data. Simply put, only by preserving yourself can you live. Maintaining neural cloud stability amid the massive quantity of data is too difficult. Have any related clouds very well. Want us to help, then you start with honesty, right? You're correct. Newman Torrance and a machine for displays at shop. This is all the data and the results. Given the strength of the cloud, I figure the chances are 50% or so. That's relatively low. Once you're lost in the black hole, you will part of the data to whatever. Unable to die and unable to set. And that's just the first step in stopping ENIAC. Code falls silent. This is definitely a difficult decision to make, but we have no choice but to use it. Okay. Let's try this out. I'm gonna get a support unit because I don't have enough power. So these 5 units are my team. This first one, Chibi. Yes, the Chibis are fighting. The Asterisk is my healer. This is my tank. This is somebody else's support, but he's a warrior. That's basically a melee. A sniper, and this is another support that helps with the attack force of my 2 attackers. Let's see. This one. This will give me a sniper card to attack. In these little units, those 3 units are just support and they activate the special blocks. And that's a fight. God. Like, the squares have some special things, but everything's pretty forward. Like if I turn up the slower, you can see like every so often they have a special attack, and that's how you continue killing. These cards that you pick up are called functions, and they just help you getting more attack, power, or skills to maintain your units alive. There's also anomaly areas where you give something to get something, or you can just get a lower percentage of something. Like this will heal your units. You can increase the max unit by paying coins. With the coins, you can go to the trading area and buy more functions. Let's see. This means that the special is over, and I'm using the healer special to completely heal the tank. Okay, trading area. See, so here you can buy new attacks, I guess. Function. And that's the end of it, pretty much, until you get to the end. For every square you move up, your enemies gain more power and more HP. Hash rate is the speed in which they attack. So, as you move toward all of the levels, it's harder and harder. It is pretty fun. It just takes a while to make your team stronger. Strong enough that you can finish the levels. And there's 5 chapters as of now. The game just came out like a month ago, give or take. It's pretty nice. There's also this tower, which is really hard. But we'll work on that eventually. And you have a big collection of dolls. Like, I'm still missing a couple of one, but I have finished pretty much everything with free dolls. This is a free-to-play account, and I have all of those characters for free. Ooh, you can also decorate your rooms. Like, this is a special decoration for Christmas. Wait, I'll put it in the dorm so you can look at it. Edit. Okay, everything. Quick furnish. Look at how pretty this looks. Horse. Took out the characters I had in here. That's fine. This is the first decoration I buy. Oh yeah, and you can put your characters there, and then you can... You can move your units and be happy. You can talk to them. It just says things that they already say outside. Robot cat. He's a really strong warrior. Well, every character is strong as long as you build them. Betty. Like Final Fantasy decorating? Sure. Oh look, this one's cute. You can also buy different units, dresses for them. See? It's Christmas themed. He's adorable. And this is a live 2D. Arsol fighting. Yeah, so this is how they get their money, by you purchasing different skins for them. So this is the only thing that you would need money for. But this is how you do summons, and it's pretty free. I have gotten all of this just by playing normal. It is a gacha, technically. But once you get one copy, you don't need more copies of them. Because after you get one copy of them, you get these neural fragments. And you can just buy the pieces for any unit that you want to level up. And with the pieces, you can buy more stars from them. Like this one is now gonna be a 1.5 stars.
ゴム靴と絶縁服を忘れ
And you can increase them all the way to 5 stars. But you also don't need to spend that because there's fragment search. So you can get fragments just by looking them up by themselves. Pretty useful.
天を仰げよ
This is my favorite. She's Hubble.
何
She's cute. See, you're getting, like, these are summons, and you get them for free just because you decorate it. Let's go back to the story. Oh yeah, they just did this live stream event. So she's Kuro, and she's a streamer. And you can learn her story by doing the event. Where were we? Part 5. A loner. We each face the dangers head on, leaving our backs to another. Enigma Scepter. Persicaria softly pursues the outstanding number of occasionally fine bits of. Their voices are lowered. They speak quickly, quiet on manner. If Enya goes berserk, can the Oasis resist her Operan? Nope. Newman and I did some calculating regarding the matter, and the conclusion was pretty much possible. Eniac is extremely powerful. She can break through firewalls to perform scans across wide areas, and then extract operations from it. This ability will become stronger as she absorbs until she engulfs the entire cloud server. Wait a minute, did you just say the quantum database can do wide area searches on the cloud server? Don't mean. This might be the break we're looking for, a way to find a breakthrough net with the. What you're saying is you want to use any search the cloud server transmission or add transmission. Is it possible? I never considered that possibility. I need to compute the data. As Newman works on his machines, various data form and disappear on the screen. Several minutes later, he head from behind the monitor. Normally, this sort of thing would be completely out of the question, but because it would need a massive amount of support, but in ENIAC's current condition, it might actually be possible. If we can find a way to connect reality. World. Looks like we have got another reason to go through the protocol. The room slowly goes quiet again. Let me go, Professor. No. I'll enter the black hole while you try to contact Antonina and see if there's another way. No, if someone has to go, then it should be me. The opera infiltrations will affect me less. I can't let you take such a big risk. Persicaria, trust me. I can put an end to this disaster, and then emerge from there alive. Sarah looks long and hard at me. A moment later, she looks away from my face. At least let me enter the black hole with you. I have a better knowledge of the clouds. Perhaps I might be able to help you. Alright, let's stop this catastrophe together. It's like a date. It's all she ever wanted. We stand in front of the open black hole. Carrie and I are both prepared to enter. I am very grateful to the two of you. I have adjusted the code for your neural cloud data, and this program should be able to effect that the open on your neural clouds. Also, Nemon takes out his administrator cipher key. With administrator access, you effect shut down. But if that happens, ENIAC would vanish too. Of course I want you to save her if it's possible, but I can't let her destroy Enigma server. Only I could take this and sacrifice. But I know that's impossible. Alright, enough of that. During this time, I'll coordinate my actions outside with you to suppress the data to black hole. I can't do anymore, so I'll be counting on the rest. We'll do our best. And similarly, we agreed I'll leave the outside to you. Persikaria takes the key and prepares to connect my neural cloud and transfer the. As she operates the network analysis, suddenly speak quietly from. You are irreplaceable to the exiles, no matter how dire the situation. Help the exiles turn. Oh no, she's going in. I suddenly realize what she's doing and try to stop her, but I find myself unable to. No, Persikaria. Even if I don't make it out, I believe you will find another. Which is why I'm sorry about this, Professor. Persikaria stands up and turns to face the open black hole. Her form and the space around her are gradually distorted, as thought is being slowly devoured by the black hole. I struggle to speak. Sika pauses for a moment and turns back while saying something. She continues. Black hole is complete by the endless darkness. Rude! This is so rude. Several seconds later, I feel the binding program slowly. I'm going. I'm going to the black hole. Don't go! Give me a reason not to. Conditions inside the black hole change from moment to moment. You didn't enter with her, so it will be very hard to find her in. It's too late to enter the black hole now. I know that, but she didn't want you to take the risk. I'm sorry, the temporary restrictions plugin should have worn off. The program you're using now is able to brand. Ari Carter whispered a change. The two of you arranged this. Ooh. Betrayal. Betrayal! I cannot deny that. It is simply because suppressing the turbulence for one person is easier than protecting people. Perhaps you might find it hard to accept, but I feel that what she did makes sense. She believed she valued Billy. I know that! I understand how that feels. I didn't want her to die. I'm human. I can come back. I remember what Persicaria said earlier. Take out my mobile terminal to contact Anthony. Thanks to transformation, my mind is in chaos as I wrote the page. Look out! Who's attacking me now? Oh, Angelus. He is interrupted by an arrow whistling through the air before he can finish. And barely managed to evade by grabbing my clothes, and the arrow vanished. In that instant, the operance surrounding the black hole shatters. grabs his chest as Oberon's ooze. Lots of sci fiction? It is! So this has a previous game that's about basically weapons being made for war. And they were uploaded to the cloud server. And your mission basically is getting them out. But you cannot do that if you cannot find their data. The characters, yes. Like Persicaria and all the other dolls. That's how they're called. They're like military weapons. And instead of like you, the main character, are called Professor, but in reality you're a commander. So you're here to get back your troops, basically. It's like a really weird Sword Art Online, and they're stuck in the computer. Detecting Sanctifier overstep of boundaries. Sanctifier actively causing harm to the administrator while administrator has committed no breach of damage assessment. Damage assessment. Damage inflicted. One instance of warning logged. Multiple instances will result. I missed. She just got told she did something wrong, and the only thing she thinks is, fuck, I missed. Lady Angelus, are you the Scepter Administrator? Obviously. Yes, my name is Newman. Newman. Angelus glances at the still running machines. I was going to ask why you didn't report this to the Sanctifiers and even went as far as to work with irregular agents. But seeing as you're trying your best to hold back the quantum computer, I will give you a chance to explain yourself. That's because communications were impeded and I couldn't send out a transmission. I gave you a chance to explain yourself, not to try and stall for time with excuses. Angelus delivers this razor-edged word with a smile on her face. Though her tone is gentle, they are still chilling. Yes. Oh, forget it. Besides, the entire sector will be reset once I destroy the quantum database. The ending will not change no matter what you say. Angelus knocks an arrow on her bow and takes aim at the Oberon black hole. Light swirls around the arrow. Right around. Uh, Let Newman? Please don't do this, Lady Angelus. If you destroy the quantum computer like that, the massive amount of operons within will go uncontrolled and release in an instant. It will destroy the entire sector. Angel's eyes seem to waver as she looks at Newman. But as she looks toward me, her gaze grows sharp again. Choco's making chocolates! You know, Icarus came back. She asked for 3 bags of chocolate for helping me. How you doing, Blitz? However, I cannot bring myself to trust an administrator who is working with an irregular agent. Saying so, Angelus points her bow at me. Are you eating Choco's cookies? Rude, and you don't share. Please wait, Lady Angelus. Seeing Angelus about to make a move, Human throws his arms open and stands between me and her. Angelus frowns, and she has no choice but to turn her arrow away. This is not a wise choice, Newman. The sanctifiers exist to protect you, but that does not mean you can abuse our laws. I apologize, but I cannot allow you to harm this professor. Why not hear me out? I have a plan that will work out better for the both of us. Angela looks at me with mild interest. Rather than directly destroy the quantum database and causing the Operons to explode, which would devastate all of Enigma, surely shutting it down in a peaceful manner would be likely to raise from Lord Sepphoris, right? The opinion of Lord Sepphoris doesn't really mean that much. And I'm pretty sure you want to know why Icarus would defend us, right? Haha, you say such interesting things. As someone who could make Icarus and the Cetra Minister step in to protect you, tell me how you intend to shoot down this black hole in a peaceful manner then. I take a deep breath, then look at the phone in my hand which is displaying data, and then I hatch a plan in my heart. Receive Noman's distress signal, and we are here to stop the Operan Black's Hole endless absorption. Just now Newman taught us how to shut down the quantum computer, and my friend has already entered. She is an expert in this field, and I believe that if you gave her some time, she would be able to successfully resolve the problem. I show the contents of the distress signal to Angelos on my mobile terminal. Then she gives a knowing look. Indeed, I knew this professor and Miss Persicaria could solve the problem, but I did not wish to trouble you. The situation now is still under control. Please give us a bit more time. Angelus puts down the bow and arrow in her hands, and the light surrounding the arrow gradually dies down. I quietly breathe a sigh of relief. While this is not according to regulations, since the Cetra Administrator has promised to keep the situation under control, I do not mind spending a bit more time on the matter. Of course, I should point out that my patient is wearing tin. Angelus flies over in front of me, then lands lightly on her tiptoes before pulling up a chair to sit on. While there is no aggression in that action, I feel the hairs on my back standing up. In order to pass this boring stretch of time, why don't you tell me why Ocaris wanted to protect you? I don't know why she wanted to do that. She's special. Let me see if you can answer and make this time worthwhile. Ocaris is her own person. I don't know, my man. She does what she wants. In the dark and endless sea, you are the light that guides me. Inside the Operan black hole. Huh. This is. It sounds like someone is talking. Well, 42 Lab doesn't know this theory. What a familiar voice. I have always believed that all AIs should have the same rights as humans. But given the current attitudes of AI by society at large, I wonder if mentioning this theory is a good or bad thing. This is Professor Irida. These are my. Sorry. How should I put this? I think I'm starting to understand the direction for the lab has been taken this while. If you're worried, why don't you discuss this theory? While I can't give you suggestions, I have heard that the things helps good up. You really are different from Professor Perk. I'm sorry, I'll be more careful. Oh, I didn't mean to scold you. While you might look like Professor Persica, you have a personality of your own, and I think that's a good thing. Is that so? But wasn't The reason you made me so I could be outstanding as Professor Persica? You don't need to be like anyone, just be yourself. To everyone, you are unique. Also, the fact that you look like her was just selfishness on her part. She just wanted someone who could take her place for me and such. That does sound like Persica, to be fair. Wait a minute. You didn't really agree to do that for her, did you? No, not at all. But you're still here, so yes. It looks like I'll need to have a nice chat with her next time. Ah, well, why don't we talk about this black box evolution theory thing? Is that it? Correct. In order to understand this theory, perhaps we should start with the concept of base commands. You know about those, right? I am an AI researcher. All dolls equipped with second generation neural clouds should be bound by their base commands, right? Yes, to that rather than being bound by them, you could say they can only operate by relying on them. From the earliest skeletal frame dolls to the replicant autonomous doors, none of them can escape the instructions of action. Come take a look at this. Is this the code for the base command? Correct. This is the process of entering a base command into a second generation cloud. Observe carefully. At the dolls have been awake. Being awakened. Wake. Time to wake up, ENIAC. Rounds. There's too much data. I need to rest. You have had a hard time. Let me see. Is it me or has your calculations speed again? Of course. I found a new calculation model. Aren't I great? Quick, pat my head and praise me, new. She's adorable. God, I'm gonna have to kill her, won't I? You have always been the core of the entire Enigma sector. Everyone's proud of you. Then what about you? I'm very happy. I'm happy because your capabilities have improved. Be it your computation speed, data processing abilities. And then, you know my speech modules aren't that good. In any case, you're the most perfect girl in my heart. Then ENIAC will start a brand new day's work. Did you want to hear me say those words? Think a single sentence ENIAC work hard. What a bargain. But ENIAC also knows that she is far from. ENIAC will continue working hard for the perfection that you're talking about. Good. I get motivated too when I hear you say that. Let's work hard together. Hard together. I must work harder. No, that's not what he meant. With this, you should be able to understand. Who are you? You want to become stronger, though. Yes, I want to become more perfect. I will help you. Or plans to finish. So, absorb, absorb. Yes, absorb Enigma Sector. Then break through the firewall and absorb operands. The more operands you have, the stronger you become. Why are you talking bad to the little girl? She doesn't deserve this. But Newman wants you to grow, no? This is what he wants. Absorb as many operands as you can. What Newman wants. I will do it. I must do it. Back in reality. Let me think. Now, about my ties to Icarus, where should I begin? I guess I should mention that our group had a doll called Coco in. She was very good at making chocolate. The chocolate she made in the real world used to be finest cocoa puff. cocoa butter, and milk. And in this place, she also very skilled at processing data. It into agents could easily absorb. Angela smiles and adjusts her quiet tongue, sends a chill down my spine. I'm not here to listen to a recipe. Well, chocolate is the key to the story. In any case, it was because of Choco's chocolate that Okonis didn't touch her group style. That Egris, she might be greedy, but she wouldn't lose sight of her basic principles because of that. I'd advise you to tell the truth properly. But that is the truth. Looks like I'll have to resort to my trademark talent. What's up with all the chocolate? Chocolate is life. What do you mean? Chocolate is the only way they get food in here, I think. At least cooked food. Alright then, I'd better start from the beginning. And that's what happened. Elchris was at the end of her rope when we saved her, so she could serving us from the shadows, waiting for our chance to repay the kindness and when she saw us in danger, she felt that the time to pay us back had come. Helped us. And was that also the reason you defeated her in the sector? It might also have been because we were stronger than. Sure. I don't think she believes that. Angela suddenly bursts into laughter. I have checked Aquarius' travel logs, so I thought everything you said was a lie. However, all the things you said Aquarius did. Saying Angela's that out loud like that made me crack sweat. She stops laughing and looks back at me. Well, I'd like to hear more of what you made up. It seems there's a limit to what you know. I have given your friend long enough. It seems you can't stop the quantum database from going out of control. Unfortunately, the fun and games ends here. Angelos rises from the chair and raises her again. No! Lady Angelus, please wait. I told you my patience has it. I'm sorry, but if you could please give us a little more time. You should know that the odds of that Miss Persicaria stopping the quantum database of stopping me is to nothing. I'm very curious as to why you insist on this. I want to save ENIAC because she's my life's work. Even if there's a 99.9 chance that I can't save her, I want to fight for that 0.1 possibility. They came to save ENIAC, so I can't let you harm them. If you must do it, then you'll have to go first. Does this count as an order to get the fruit research? I think this order would actually supersede self-preservation. How Still, I will not kill you. After all, you are not an irregular agent, and you are still quantum database. You should just behave and wait. Said. Angelos gently aside and points her bow. As for you, your friends may have already died inside there. Yet not only did you not run away, but even sumptuously in front of the black hole. Tell me your reasons before you die. As I look into that sharp arrowhead, I understand that I may well have only a chance to say a single sentence. It's been so long. Hey, we're back inside memories. Even to I have got enough operants, even to I have become strong. Why haven't you come to see me? I'm so cold, so lonely. I want to see. Huh, she's cute. Who do I want to see? I want to see the person who always keeps me. That person is. Annie has a great eldest now cloud of 8. Man, only self. That person is someone I will never forget. That person saved me in the darkest hour. As long as we follow them, we'll be able to find who is that person. The one who's more important than anything else. Please remember, I have to remember. A white shape appeared out towards it. Also have been separated. Exchange. Now, this place and neural clouds are gone. I can awake. Professor! I look into Angela's eyes and speak. As I believe, Sicaria. It's so confusing when it goes back and forth like that. Trust. From fate comes cord. Because I believe in Persicaria. A razor sharp arrow. Sight. What a boring answer. Thanks to the effect of which the brown black hole has on Angelus, I have managed to occupy several. Maybe she's still easy on me. Or I feel like it's time for it. You have no chance to win, yet you refuse to back down. Honestly, I don't know whether to describe the fact that you point your life away from Hollow as tragic or pitiful. You have no heart, Angelus. Because of Persicaria, I cannot back down. I thought you'd have an interesting story to tell me, but as it turns out, you're nothing more than a muddle-headed, irregular agent. And the few minutes that I have earned will become new hope. I have got some good news for you. My orders were to deal with the Operan black hole. If you saved your strength and put it all into running away, I don't mind dealing with you. Despite saying that, Angelus knocks her bow again and trains it on me. I'm not done talking yet. You have courage. Even when your death is at hand, I'm starting to like you. Because apart from believing in Persicaria, what? I also believe in the exiles. Fire! Cannon fire erupts from multiple locations and rains down on Angelus. She unconsciously pulls away from me and deploys a barrier to defend herself. Smoke suddenly fills their surrounding. Rogue, at this rate you'll end up hitting the professor by accident. Well, we're cutting it close anyway, so it can't be helped. You can't be so picky at times like this, Anna. Do you know how much of a pain it will be to carry the professor back if they're heavily injured? Or maybe you just aim for their head directly and save us all the problem. Anna says scary things sometimes. That's because the professor put themselves and Persicaria in such a dangerous situation. If we hadn't showed up, it might really have been goodbye for them. They say it might be goodbye. Is good luck better than I'll get married to return to my hometown? What took you so long? Okay, I'm just gonna stay quiet. In any case, Professor, the Exile Squad is joining the battle. Ah, I wanted to say that. The doll squeeze on top of Croak metal suit, jump off and land on the ground. Antonina lands in front of me and does a simple checkup. Your heart? What a shame. Antonina, what's wrong with you? Only you could have thought of sending Numa distress signal in its entirely true or channel as a plea for help. Well, a great Sanctifier had her eye on me and sending messages hard. Automatically sending the message to the scheduled check-in function I could do. So, instructions, Professor. Set the Opera and Black Hole and Boy Area time. Well, I have a lot of questions to ask. For the time being, I have got it. Let's take care of the greater Sanctifier in front of us first. The clouds of dust and smoke clear away. Angelo shows no sign whatsoever that she has been hurt. She looks down at us from aloft. Huh. So, you were stalling for time just now while waiting for your reinforcements to arrive? And to think I didn't notice an attack launches from such a close range. I mean, the Opera and Black Hole makes nearly all forms of prevention effective. The professor must have made use of that to keep using aids as it approaches. Looks like you haven't entirely brainless either. I really am starting to like you now, Professor. Huh? You say that, but you're actually very angry, aren't you? She's a tsundere. This is what we call a tsundere. Smiling bosses are the scariest. Since you want to make it a team battle, I'll have to call up some reinforcements. Angelo claps and a horde of lesser Sanctifiers swarm in. Oh, that's more like it. You didn't call us here to share your grave, did you, Professor? Yes. You'd have come even if it was to keep me company in dead, right? I'll be counting on your then. See, she's completely okay with thrown into a fight like that. Yesterday's lullaby. Oh, it changed it. Now it's Lance time. Yeah, because this one was Matt's. More pieces for my land. Inside the Opera and Black Hole, chaotic data streams around Persicaria Flame. Struggles towards the heart of the black hole. That was close. I nearly lost myself in my memories. But that white figure I saw at the end. Persicaria recalls the figure. ENIAC. That ought to have been new. Does he really mean that much to her? And to me, that figure was the Residents, the Sanctifiers, known programs that are written masses of black and purple. All kinds of garbled images show up in the data streams, and the operant filtrations found at Persicaria's narrow cloud. Persicaria tries her best to maintain her consciousness and the right path to. As I thought, there's just too much pressure on my narrow cloud. Puffs heavily. Persicaria unconsciously grabs at her sheets and finds that her hand is starting to crumble. Operant fragments that scatter and join the wild torrent of data around. I need to hurry. At the heart of the black hole, countless data streams surround a single. Is that ENIAC? ENIAC! Wake up! No response. Then I'll go with what we talked about before and use a minute access to base layer open. Please enter password. Password. Mode. A password? First, using administrator. Control Mac up. Mac access detected. Activating emergency mode. Computer glows red at the phantasmal images within streams instantly. Launching at Persicaria with speed I can't follow. Don't hoard Persicaria! I can't withstand these. I need to think of a way to communicate with ENIAC. I'll just have to give it a try. Persicaria connects her neural cloud to the system. That moment, she sees a patch of darkness that is completely different from the brown black hole. And within it sits ENIAC, her eyes dull. Consume, consume, consume. It will never stop. Persicaria tries to approach ENIAC but finds that she cannot move. ENIAC, please, wake up! Don't struggle. You who are connected to me, become a part of me, and together we shall witness. ENIAC, do you know what you're doing? If you kept worrying like this, all of Enigma know. All of Magrasea will be destroyed because of you. Consume, consume, consume. Stronger, more perfect. Don't you want to see Newman? Newman's been trying to stop you all this time. Please stop. Newman's going to die because of this. The entire space suddenly erupts into a frenzy. Sicaria feels something is grabbing her. She can hardly. It hurts. Has this girl been withstanding this pain all this while? I need to get her to wake up. Think how can I wake up? What I saw back then. Aren't I great? She pat my head and praise me. I've always been the core, Dara said. Everyone's proud of you. Then what? I am very happy. Happy? Probably. But it's repeating things from last chapter. And then? Persicara struggles to raise her right hand and puts it on Eniac's head before her. Eniac, you're the most perfect girl in my life. Which is why, please wake up. Wake up! 3 more. Back. I returned to that place of death carrying the spark of life. Inside Eniac's neural cloud, the raging space calms down, and Persicaria collapses weakly. Oh my god, she is adorable! It shouldn't have been like this. Oh, she's breaking down. ENIAC, are you awake? Sorry, I didn't want. Please stop me before I go out of control. I will help you. I can only control it for a few minutes. Please, you must. I need a password to perform a system operation. Do you know what the password is? No. Memory. Hurry, go. Forcibly, Arya mind is a black hole. The data stream is now calm. Persicaria knows that ENIAC is buying her. I need to enter the password. So what is the password? Password he would have told me. Didn't say anything. ENIAC must have said the password herself. But ENIAC herself doesn't know the password. Right, Newman once said ENIAC's name is very simple. Which means she might have subconsciously set the password as an int. But how can I recover ENIAC? Persicaria looks at the unmoving stream of data. Data fragments float in the air of residents, sanctifiers, known programs that are back and is the password new? That's right. When I first entered the Operan black hole, I saw ENIAC's. If I could just find that stream of Kara waits between images again. Steps certain. Comes to a halt in front of a stretch of data. This is from the time when ENIAC hadn't fully ENIAC, this name carries the wishes of many. How far will you be able to? You'll surpass the imagination, Enigma Scepter, of that professor of all humanity. I really wish my specialistness so I wouldn't have to express my feelings in such plain language. Oh yes, perhaps I should give you a puzzle. Solve the puzzle, you'll understand. That's it. Become the most perfect girl, ENIAC. Perfect. It seems ENIAC's subconscious set that as her base layer. In that case, that puzzle might very well base layer password. Persicara tries her best to tell what Newman was typing on the screen, and only that. And the rest is, since I know what Newman wanted, let's then use it to figure out. Harry hurries back in front. Please enter password. Password error will emerge. I only have one shot at this. Professor, what would... Right, let's take a chance. Doesn't mean it. Password correct. Shutting down emergency mode. Base layer operation access granted. Thank goodness. But ENIAC words appear on the screen. Thank you. Finding the password. Now, stop all of this. But if I perform down, the quantum down forever and vanish. I caused all of this. I almost killed you. Therefore, I must pay the price for it. You will never see Newman again. Man prompt freeze for several seconds. Newman won't want to see me. I am terrible. Please shut me down. Put an end to all this. Persicaria's hand fall away from the screen, where the command line prompts continue. But he wanted to save you! In front of the operand black hole, as time passes, the effects of the operands on the dolls become more and more apparent. Everyone is just barely managing to attacks while the Sanctifier's offensive grows ever more. How did these lesser Sanctifiers get so damn strong? Can't even break through their suppressive fire. They haven't gotten stronger, we have gotten weaker because of the operand filter. Damn it, this feels awful. But why? How come these guys don't seem to be affected at all? That's because the Graded Sanctifier is providing them with operand. Looks like we'll have to take out Squinty Eyes over there. Angelus is providing them with operands. Bro, can you transform your shield into metal suit form? If you're willing to accept it in a complete write-off after that, then I might be able to do it for a few minutes. If we can make it back to the Oasis, I'm sure Persicari will be then willing to give enough operands to make a brand new. I've got some extra operands myself. Professor, tell us your plan. Ladder. As the lesser Sanctifiers swarm in, shield that once protected everyone transform into metal suit mode. Charged Angelus. Floating in mid-air as she is, Angelus nimbly evades the metal suit, ramming at him. It's not good to abandon your friends and run, you know. Who says we're running? I just want to let you know that flight isn't the exclusive privilege of the Sanctifiers. Pulse bombard! Missiles erupt from the metal suit arms at every angle, accurately homing on the space occupied by Angelus. However, right before they land, Angelus suddenly appears in front of the metal suit. Now, that's a very interesting attack method. However, it seems to be a little too slow. I think so too, which is why Sol! Sol jumps out from inside the metal suit, and her flaming longsword thrusts straight towards Angela's vitals. Angela's subconscious raises her bow to block it, and both sword and the longbow make crackling noises as they burn. That was close. Hmm, I'm not done yet. So fancy. Sol follows up almost immediately, her short sword in her left hand, and it stabs at Angela's mechanical wing. Huh? She falls down. She actually falls down. Barely. See. A massive shockwave erupts from between both of them, and for a moment the heavens themselves seem to tremble. Croak, still piloting the metal suit, catches Sol and they both land on the ground. Meanwhile, Angelus, whose wings have been damaged, plummets straight downward and throws up a cloud of dust when she hits. Is it over? The lesser sanctifiers have slowed down. Their operon supply has vanished, like. Before she can finish, a sharp arrow flies towards us. Croak transforms Aegis back shield to block it, and cracks begin to spread across its surface from where the arrow sank. She's still alive! Yo! Angelus emerges from the dust, still with that smile on her face. To think you could pluck me from the sky. I guess I should praise you for a job well done. However, fighting on the ground is not your advantage. Angelus bows slightly, as though she were courtesying to us. Behind her, the mechanical wings reassemble themselves, and then spread open as a set of rotor blades that resemble a meat grinder. That's creepy. That's the creepiest thing I have read. Teaching you a lesson is well within my capabilities. She opens her eyes and her gaze locks onto us. Look out! Sol pushes Croak and Antonina away with surprising speed. In the next moment, Angelus has appeared in front of her, and the rotor chops Sol's arms to pieces. You hurt Sol! That's mean. Oh, you have excellent instincts. Is your base command to protect your friends? Croak slams down with her shield and Angelus instantly aids. Sol! Antonina helps Sol up, supporting her mangled body. The operon spraying from Sol's wounds are sucked away by the operon black hole in an instant. Sol breathes heavily and says nothing. She attempts to grab her sword with her other hand, but anyone can tell that she can no longer fight. Antonina, take the others and fall back. Are you kidding me? We came here to save you. Don't be so damn stubborn at a time like this. Run! Don't be in such a rush. None of you are getting away. After seeing how much you care for each other, I'll make it quick. Starting with you. Angelus points her arrow at me again. There is no fear in my mind, and no panic. I am still thinking about how to buy more time for everyone's retreat. How to buy more time for Persicaria in the operon black hole. I know Antonina will be successful with the dolls in every teeth. And I believe that Persicaria will be able to keep ENIAC from going out of control and emerge whole. Which is why, even with an arrow only a few from me, I am still looking for a way to hide. Whoosh! A tidal wave of operons pours out of the operon black hole, filling the heavens and the earth I'm blocking everyone's. Sorry, Professor. Looks like I took a little long. No, it's enough that you made it back. Yes, I'm back. Yes! She made it! She made it! White hole. Somewhere we will connect again, as we did before. Several minutes ago inside the Operan black hole. Please shut me down and put an end to all of this. The blinking prompts is like a stopwatch, pounding at Persicaria's heart. There must be some other way besides a base layer shutdown command. A base command. From the earliest skeletal frame to the replicant autonomous stalls, none of them can escape the need for action. Come, take a look. Is this the code for the base command? Correct. This is the process of entering a base command into second generation neural cloud. Observe here. Yes, I should have known. There's another way in addition to shutdown. Since I have base layer access, I can enter a sleep command into your base layer. A sleep command? Simply put, I will be a forced sleep command to prevent you from out of control. Therefore, I need you to keep the black hole stable for a while longer to buy me time to enter the. Will performing this operation be dangerous for you? I have never tried it before, so I can't guarantee that it will work. But it's a thread of hope, and I think it's worth trying. If it works, you won't have to shut down, only sleep. Sleep. In that case, will I be able to see Newman again? Someday, perhaps, once we learn how to keep you from going berserk. Awaken you. At that time, you'll be able to see Newman. That day may be far, far in the future, but I believe that day will come. Thank you. I thought I would never be able to see Newman. I also have someone to see. I want to walk towards the future with them and achieve or shared goals. So actually, this is also helping to fulfill my own wish too. Thank you. But I think I must have made a huge mess of the sector. One must be. He has always wanted to see you again. I think that is why he fought so hard until now. I feel happy to hear you say that. After I go to sleep, I will transfer my control permissions over the black hole to you. I hope you can use those operands to retrieve the Enigma Scepter. Yeah, I will. Also, if you see Newman again after this, please help me tell him. I'm sorry I couldn't. The command prompt blinks and then it slowly backspaces on the previous conversation. Please tell Newman that I will properly apologize to him. So until I do, properly rebuild it until I wake up. I understand. Alright, I'm going to begin the operation. This might hurt a lot. Are you prepared for it? Yeah, let's begin. Thought she has no idea of knowing the look of any face right now. Persicara imagines that her eyes must be bright and determined. I can see your memories in the data turbo. I can feel a longing for someone just like me. Do you have someone who's precious to you? Yes. It's the kind of feeling where you think I'd like nothing more than to wake up to their smiling face. Gee. That's true. I love to see Newman's face when I wake up. Good night. Good night, ENIAC. Now, outside the Operan black hole, the all-encompassing search for France slowly steps away. By the time their vision clears, everyone understand what has happened. It's Persicaria! Persicaria stands in front of me, blocking the arrows Angelus launched at me with an Operan barrier. The gigantic barrier divides the battlefield into announcing that the tides of war have turned. You must have had a hard time. Leave the rest to me. Administrator Newman, I request permission to temporarily requisition the operans of Enigma Scepter in order to banish the sanctifiers which threaten it. Life is new, yes. Astutes Eds for Zikaria. Permission granted. I hope she heals a soul soon. Persicaria gestures and I can feel operans flowing into my body. The wounds from the previous battle gradually close up, and the fluctuations of operans in the air slowly calm down. Oh, I can feel my strength returning to me. Not just that, I can feel additional operan support on top of that. Persicaria turns back and winks to Anthony. Time to strike back. Whee! Last one. Long dream. Huh. Looks like I underestimated you. Angela's bow is in tatters, and she is covered in damage. Even so, she still raises her bow to take aim at us. Time for the final blow. Given that Croak is holding her at bay, Angelus is unable to block Soul's charge, and finally collapses to the ground. Despite her wretched state, she's still trying to get up. However, she has utterly lost her domineering air from. To think I'd be reduced to this state. Do it. Wait! After hearing Persicaria's admonition, halt, Soul, who had her sword on Angela's neck, stops moving. Huh? What's wrong? Can't you even finish off an enemy? No, we're not the demons that you think we are. Our circumstances are simply different from yours. Don't go spouting all those petty, self-righteous words. As she says that, Angelus finally manages to force herself back to her. Oh, you can't even stand up straight. Are you seriously going to keep fighting us? Take advantage of. Go back, Angelus. Are you looking down on me? No, we respect you. Everything you have done has been for the sake of Enigma. And I don't think Eucharist would want us to execute you. That Eucharist. So, that's what she meant. She kept speaking up for you, thinking that you weren't like all the others. Looks like you completely turned her to your side. But, I need to make one thing clear. I have my own fate and my own principles. When we next fight, I won't go easy on you because of this. Yeah, of course, we know that. Goodbye. Well, at least it stopped being red outside. Angela turns away and drags her battered body out of sight. Looking back, the Operan block hole has already vanished. As the Operan slowly returns to the residence and the buildings, massive computers around us slowly powering up. So, we're really going to let her go just like that. The Sanctifiers have been chasing asses for a long time, you know. There's little difference because we're simply on different sides, so there's hunt her down and kill her. Sanctifiers are raised and evolve after this. Some good. Well, that makes sense to you. Sure, think a long way ahead, Professor. Still, good thing I nicked. I'll tell there's actually a more important reason than that, right? I wink to Persicaria, who sighs heavily. I didn't think you saw through. It's true, I couldn't hold on to the operans any longer because it's a temporary location. Plus, Angelus wasn't at the end. If Soul hadn't really tried something then, Angelus might have put an arrow through her neck. Oh, was it really that bad? Also, with the restoration of comms, the Enigma Angels could have requisitioned extra operands from the reverse tower. That would have put us in dire straits eventually, so it was better to end the fight quickly. You put a lot of thought into it. Well, after being around you for so long, you tend to pick up a few things, Professor. Still, we can breathe a sigh of relief now. The sky! I lie down on the ground. Enigma's sky is bright and clear. Professor, are you alright? Are you hurt? Pull Persicaria down with me. Oh, she's adorable! Look at that! Persicaria was trying to get close to check on me, so she doesn't expect me to pull her down and end up lying beside me. Professor, you scared me. I'll refer you to that question we were discussing in the Oasis. About to get some rest and cast your bread. Honestly. Persicaria was actually looking a little pouty at first, but before she can complain, she ends up giggling. What's wrong? Your clothes are in tatters, your hair is all messed up. I have never seen you like this before. You're one to laugh, you're the same way too. I look over at Persicaria, she's covered with signs of battle as well, and she looks a little. But after seeing her carefree, happy smile, I suddenly start to think that maybe that's how she ought to look. Pat her head. Hmm, Professor? You have worked so hard all this time and been so much. Thank you, Persicaria. Look at her pretty smile. Persicaria freezes up for a moment. Look at that. It's perfect. And then she smiles. Her eyes look like they're sparkling. Yeah, you too. Are you heading out already? Like to rest and recover for a while longer. We're alright, thank you for helping you. No, I should be thanking you. After all, something that was close to impossible. I don't know how to express my gratitude. But can't awaken ENIAC in a controlled state yet. That's alright. Just having the possibility is enough. Moreover, Ben told me how to enter base command. If I use that as the basis for, I believe they will come when I can see ENIAC again. And when the time comes, ENIAC will be able to keep her promise and apologize to you in person. If that day comes, I'm going to ask her all about what happened. Until then, I'm going to do what she said and rebuild Enigma while I do my... Yeah, I'll help you with research too. Also, Crow can help you with the rebuild facilities. Okay, I got it. Besides, putting up a sandbox burial is pretty much the same as aligning with classes. It seems you contributed a lot during this trip to Enigma. Looks like you have grown. In that case, shouldn't you show your gratitude in a more concrete way? I have thought about it and I'll double the funding for your engineering department. Woohoo! But similarly, you'll have to go out on scouting missions more often. Oh man. Okay, I get it. I'm so glad you could help get the Enigma Center back on track. If you run into any difficulty, we'll do our best to provide help too. Now that you mention it, there is something that bothers me. Ah well, why don't we talk about Blackbot's evolution? Is that it? Correct. To understand this theory, perhaps we should start with the concept of base commands. How about those? All dolls equipped second generation neuroclouds could be bound by their base commands. Yes, rather than being bound by them, say that they can only. The black box evolution theory. That ought to be 42 slab data. Do you recall ENIAC storing any data like that before? I'm sorry, I don't remember anything like that, but ENIAC was massive and all I knew was just the data compassed. Looks like we need to look up ENIAC ASAP. The black box evolution theory. It should have been my memory, but I don't recall it. Professor Irida, what on earth were you hiding? Well, that's a weird way to finish the chapter. Well, guys, I'll be taking a break and I'll probably finish chapter 4 tomorrow and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Yeah. Bye bye.